In this video, I'm going to be showing you how I've sold over $1.33 million of supplements, how we've done it, the front end process with all the ads, what some of the ads look like, exactly how to create these ads for yourself, what the videos are like, what the back end process is like, and all of the key components to generate not just over $1.3 million of sales, but at a 6.87 ROAS. So let's break it down, and I'm going to show you guys a bunch of tips. It's going to be an incredible video, so make sure you're subscribed, like the video now, and let's get started. So the first thing that you have to understand is the type of ads that we are running. So I'm going to show you 4 different types of ads that we run as far as images go, and then I'm going to explain to you the video process. Now, this is a supplement company. These are just some mock-up ads I made, but I'm really giving away the keys to the castle here. Every image falls under one of these 4 categories. So the first one is the benefits image. This is where you simply show the product, talk about all the benefits. All right, we've got a headline that is clear as day that explains the offer, the biggest unique value point about it, and then we supplement with some extra benefits and include something at the bottom like so. This is a great format of ad to follow. Now, I'm not going to dive in on all of the psychology of all these ads, but if you look on my channel for a video called 4 Easy E-Commerce Ads That Always Sell, I go over these same ads, but I break them down very in depth and teach you the full psychology to why the fonts are how they are, why the sizes are how they are, why it's organized in this order. Like, everything about it is very intentional. So make sure to watch that video if you're really trying to get into the creative side of things. Then this would be a testimonial approach. So we're going to highlight a customer testimonial. It will look something like this, extremely easy to digest. All right, everything and my marketing strategies are based around clarity. I want everyone to understand right away, this is for protein, this is for you to get this benefit, this is for you to solve this problem. It's as clear as day. And when you have a product that sells and you just let the product do all the work for you, that's where you can create simple ads like this that are still super effective from a sales perspective, but are not jumbled around, are not too messy, and just really easy to scroll past because they just take way too much energy to actually consume. These are very easy to take in ads. This would be the offer angle where it's very price focused. Okay, so you can say like a deal here, or I could even do a different variation of this where it would maybe be like $65 down to $45 or $44, we'll just say, and then do a strike through, right? Something like that, but it's a more price forward or deal oriented ad. And then the fourth one would be an us versus them style. This is great whenever you are trying to sell a product to a market that already has the product type that you're trying to sell, right? So for supplements, if you already know, we're selling magnesium supplements to people who probably already take magnesium, we just got to convert them over. That's when this is an incredible ad type to do. So again, dive into that other video for the full explanation on these, but this is the first key. All right, we stick to these 4 winning ad templates and we create all of these images for all of her different supplements. Okay, so let me show you now a little bit more of how that looks when you're in here, because you can see there is a different campaign for every one of her products. And this is one of the keys to why this works so well and why we can scale it and also really keep track of our ads in the proper way. A lot of times companies will have way too many campaigns. Actually, they'll divide it out. Well, let's do campaigns based on the start date of when I create it, or it's organized around something other than just the product or offer. Your campaigns should always be for the product that you are selling. And if you only sell one product, you should only have one campaign. The reason why is because your ads will optimize around a certain type of customer per campaign. So she has supplements like for magnesium, for helping with sleep, for helping with acne, for helping with hair loss, helping people quit drinking. Completely different audiences, right? That's why all of those need to be separated by different campaigns so the targeting doesn't get messed up and it can get dialed in for each individual offer. So make sure you never create more campaigns than you need to, because that's just will make it so it takes way too long for your algorithm to learn each time you create a new campaign. But make sure you separate it for each different type of offer. The other key is our budgeting. So I like to say the reason why we've been able to achieve such a high ROAS is because we've chosen to achieve such a high ROAS. But you can see here, like, the budget is usually between $25 and $50 a day per campaign. Now, with such great ROASs that we're achieving, you could certainly make a case for jack them up. But I've been running her ads for about a year and a half now. And by the way, we do this completely on a commission-based percentage of revenue. So if you don't want anything to do with this and you want to just delegate ads, make sure you book a free call with me below. I can either teach you how to run your ads, or I can run your ads for you on commission. You have to be selling enough to qualify. But if your business is off the ground and running, you just need some help, then you can inquire about that. But yeah, we use a budget that will consistently achieve a ROAS over 6. We don't want to go below there. And it's very important that you as a business choose your target ROAS. The company does between 150 and 200K every month, though. For the last pretty much 6 months, at least, we've been in that range. And we're looking to escalate to the next range soon. So make sure you're subscribed to the channel, because I'm going to talk about how I'm able to bring this to 200, 300K plus and scale to that next level. But this is how we've gone to a consistent 6 figures per month at a ROAS over 6, is that we're doing a budget that achieves that, because the algorithm has a lowest hanging fruit first type targeting system, right? So it's going to find the people who are actively looking to buy a magnesium supplement first. And then if you give it more budget than that, if we jack it up to $50 or $100 a day, it's going to start showing to people who weren't really looking to buy magnesium today. Maybe they bought it a few months ago, or they're just into supplements and health in general. And it just shows to people who are a little bit further away than those who are looking to buy a magnesium supplement today. So I like to say that we're essentially creating ads for ready to buy people, is why it works so well. That is how we base our budget. In fact, when I do want to increase budget, I'd rather turn on ads for different products rather than just scale the budget up for one product. It's a lot safer way to do it, and it's essentially horizontal scaling rather than vertical. And it just allows us to do these low budget campaigns and just get the easiest sales out there. But it's supplements. This is why you also want to be in a bigger market. Now, the other thing about our campaign structuring is these are all sales campaigns. I'm doing campaign budget optimization. Advantage catalog ads, I only do that for retargeting ads. Otherwise, every other campaign has that off. I am doing Advantage plus placements. A lot of it is very straightforward and not even that fancy. And we're not even doing targeting at the interest level. And this is going to be, for most businesses, that it's going to work significantly better for you to do this. So if you haven't heard of the concept of open targeting yet, this is what I mean by that. It will either be called open targeting or broad targeting, is just putting nothing here under the detailed targeting. Now, obviously, we can be like supplements, and we could do that. I found it rarely works better to put an interest here than it is to just leave it completely blank. And then when it comes to writing the caption, you're going to write a caption that is clear as day, all right? You're going to write that caption in a way that it's like, hey, this magnesium supplement has 6 different forms of magnesium and is great for sleep and cognitive function and being able to have healthy joints. And I'm just going to literally tell people exactly what I'm selling, exactly what it does. And again, letting the product do all of the work. All right. So we're going to touch on the importance of that at the end here, but I don't go away from clarity. I'm not trying to make this TikTok trend around magnesium. I'm not trying to talk about magnesium supplements. I'm just going to stick with that example, even though we sell way more than that. But I'm not going to be going too far away from just telling people exactly what the product is. Part of that is because you don't want to be misunderstood in marketing, but the other part of that is as soon as you start using weird language in Facebook, like if I said, here's how to crash out right away every night, here's how to hit the pillow and your eyelids will shut instantly, Facebook doesn't really know what I'm selling. So I actually don't use verbiage like that. If I'm running ads for this business, my consulting and agency business, I'm not going to say, here's how to blow up your business. I'm going to say, here's how to gain 10,000 Instagram followers. Here's how to grow your sales by 30%. I'm going to say things that are more matter of fact, that are easily understood, and not leaving this nuance for what does blow up a business mean, right? Because that could mean a lot of different things. So I don't use language that is just adjective stuffing. This is a really important lesson that I'm teaching you, and it really is easy to implement because I'm just saying, be more simple about it. So that is essentially what is going on with the campaign type. I've already showed you generally what the ads look like. She does not want me to show you the exact ads that we create for her, but you get the gist of it. All the images are within those 4 templates. For the videos, she's actually really big on TikTok. So we did get the ace in the hole with this client. She's extremely good on video. And if you saw her videos, you wouldn't think it was anything really that special, I will say, but she's just good at showing up. She's just good at doing it. She grabs her phone, she just talks about one of the supplements, and she educates people fully on it because she really knows her stuff, and that's the video. We throw captions on it. Captions always help a lot, actually, on videos, but really we're just concerned with a very optimized starting point on that video and a very optimized end of the video. And this is the tip that I will give you for the simplest way to create super effective video ads, is that beginning of the video, you want to use like a hook, right? Like we talk about, but it's also not really a hook. It's more what I like to call a call out. All right. And a call out would be, it's like a hook, but that also identifies the product. Okay. So for magnesium, I'm not going to take 10 seconds before I identify that I'm telling them about a magnesium supplement. I want them to know what I'm selling them within the first 3 seconds of that video. I want magnesium mentioned. I want, hey, if you're not sleeping well, magnesium might be what you're missing. I want it to start like that. I want them to know what I'm selling them very quickly. That is a big part of our success. Now, if you can spice it up on top of that's great, but don't do a hook that isn't clear. You're going to hear that over and over. Clarity is the most important thing in marketing. Hey, if you got bad acne, you might be needing to heal what's on the inside. You might need a better immune system. That's why you want to take this acne supplement. It's very quick that you do the reveal, all right? Now, the other part of that is that the end of the video, you want it to just end conclusively. I like to say that the video needs to be as short as it possibly can be. I don't have a hard rule that I'll never go above 35 seconds. That usually is a good number to stay under, but I do have some videos that it truly does need to be longer, and it is completely fine. If it needs to be longer, that is completely fine. Just make sure to edit for redundancy. Optimize the beginning, optimize the end, put captions in it, cut out every bit of it that you can that is not pertinent to the sale of the product, and you're going to do incredible with the videos. You really don't need fancy editing though. Beyond that, you don't need music. You don't need a fancy camera even. Just have your client grab their phone, or you grab your phone, just start talking about it. You can always edit it later and make yourself look like you're just spitting straight sales message. Okay, you can do as many retakes as you want, so you really don't have to be that skilled. The next thing that we had to really dial in was the sales process. So every company has to figure out, what is our back end offer? Are we going to do buy one, get one free? Are we going to do buy one, get one 50% off? Are we just going to do a straight 10, 20, 30% off site wide? Are we going to do the subscription model? There's a lot of different options. Or are you going to do one-click upsells? I would tell you, in most business models, the subscription is not the way to go. It is very rare. We did run subscriptions for her for a while. We got a ton of people signing up, We got a ton of people who like to sign up for 1 month, get the discount and cancel. Just a lot of you have probably done on Amazon. But the reality of it is when you have a company that is this size, you will have so many customer service requests for people saying, hey, can you cancel my subscription? And you'll be like, yeah, you actually do it yourself. You have to go in your account and you have to do it and you have to modify it. And you'll have people that forgot to cancel it. So now they got a product and they wish they canceled it. So they're going to try to send it back to you and get a refund. And it's just a nightmare. I can keep going on about all the reasons why you probably don't want to do it, but very rarely is subscription a good way. You want to just collect as much cash up front as possible. And what we found is just simply doing it like this, where they can clearly see, hey, you can get 1, you can get 3 for 7% off, or you can get 5 for 9% off, is by far the best way for us to get the maximum order size. So think about it that way. It's going to be one of the easiest ways for you to create the ability for people to buy bigger orders from you. And it's always easier to sell more of the same product that they're buying than it is to say, hey, pick any 5 supplements and get 10% off. Because now you have to sell them on 5 different supplements, sell them on 1 supplement, and then just see how many quantity they want of that. And you're still going to have plenty of people who add other things. But if all we get is they see an ad for this 1 supplement, they love it, they come over here, they buy 3 or they buy 5 instead just to get a little bit of a discount, they are completely happy with that. And you really don't need to exceed 5 to 10% for these quantities, especially because if you're going to be running sales on top of this, there's going to be people that combine their 10 or 20 or 30% off code with this built-in discount. So make sure that these built-in discounts will still be fine for you profit-wise when you do run your sales. The other thing that we do is we have a program called Upcart. And this is a really simple functionality. I love Upcart because a lot of the Shopify apps will charge you a percentage commission, and it sounds enticing to do. But especially when you have a business like hers that sells so much, you could be easily spending like over $1,000 a month for a really simple app. So this one is just a flat fee per month. And then we do hand select all of the recommendations. So when someone is buying, it recommends the add-ons, and we found a good 10 to 20% of people will do one of these add-ons. You always want to try to do some kind of upsell, but we found that this way is real simple. We don't have any complications. Like when we tried to do the wait, add on this now, you have 10 minutes to add this on to your order, and doing all these upsells after they buy, we had so many people accidentally adding things on, and then they'd be like, hey, I did not buy this. We're like, yeah, you did. You pressed the button. And they're like, oh, I wasn't even paying attention. So that's why we just got away from everything that wasn't clear again. So we just do that, and that has been great for this company. On the ad side of things, we will do a 10% off discount code in basically all of the ads. We'll run the occasional sale a couple times per year where we do 15 or 20% off, but we do run 10% off all the time. And I think it's a good idea because I've seen a massive difference between companies that run no deal at all versus 5% or 10% off. If you're going to disturb someone's scroll and make them take time away from their leisure time on Facebook and Instagram and looking at their best friend's stories, then they better feel like they won in the transaction. So by giving just any kind of discount at all, that is very key for improving our conversion percentages. And I've seen this with my jewelry companies, with my apparel companies, with most companies out there. I'm just going to do it right now. So all of the ads are going to have in here, you'll see promotions, highlight your promotions. And what you'll want to do, in this case, it's automatically sourcing the code from the website, but you'll want to go manually select code. And then you're going to want to do like the take 10 or whatever it is, because when you do that, it will automatically apply the discount to a Shopify store or most different websites out there, you don't want to have the customer have to leave your website and go back to Instagram. You want the code to automatically apply. All right. So this is a great way to do it. Always do this promo code with it, and that will really help your conversion percentages. Now, what are some of the other secrets? The other secrets, which I stutter on that because how much are they actual secrets? They're not. It's just doing the basics extremely well. One of them, we have an AI chatbot on her website that is trained extremely well. I've had hundreds of conversations with it, correcting it in all sorts of ways, but there's just a lot of people out there who have random diseases or ailments or questions that need to be answered before they can buy. And when we didn't have the chatbot, we would have to respond to emails all day and phone calls all day to answer the same questions over and over again. Just do an AI chatbot. All right. So if you would like to build one, I do have a free course on how to build one. I've got that link below. It's called ProBots. That has improved our overall ROAS, I want to say, by about 10 to 20% of an increase in ROAS. You can see down here, it's just you ask a question and then boom, you get the answer, and it just helps people find the supplements that they should be taking a lot quicker. The other thing that we're doing is really optimize add to cart emails or abandoned cart emails. Last thing I want to talk about, what is the biggest key to this company's success, is going to be the product itself. This is an ad that we made a while ago. It doesn't look that great, and the ROAS that we got from that ad was 7.36. Why is that? It's such an ugly ad. It's because the product. You should know that 80% of your results are because of the product itself. If you are struggling to get over 2, 3, 4 ROAS, no matter what you do, there's probably nothing you can do on the creative level or even on the back end level that's gonna get you to 6, 7. All right, you can change your creative a little bit and get a slightly higher ROAS. You can optimize your captions and headlines and get a slightly higher ROAS. But if you're really looking to achieve ROASs consistently over 5, you're gonna have to have a product that people really want. To be more specific here, one of her products is a parasite detox kit. This is a lot harder for us to sell, or at least get ROASs over 5 with it, because a lot of people don't know that they have a gut parasite in their body, very likely. So I have to educate them on where these parasites could come from, signs that they might have it, what to do about it. It requires that much more explanation. So they're way harder to sell than just entering a giant market like this, where it's a consumable that people are going to rebuy. And honestly, one of my keys to success with e-commerce is figure out what you can sell middle-aged women. Figure out whatever you can sell middle-aged women, because women buy so many more products online than men that it's really difficult to build a company that exclusively sells to men. It's really difficult. But this is something that they rebuy. It's a good price. And here's the most important key, is being the #1 product of its kind. Easier said than done, right? These supplements are not normal supplements. These are 100% organic. They are made in America. They have no fillers. They have no synthetics, vegan capsules. Every bit of these supplements is perfectly done. And if she didn't have every one of those selling points, then whatever company does is going to beat her. We're at the point in marketing where you're striving to be the #1 product type of the category that you're trying to own. Like me, I'm trying to be the best Facebook ads coach online. I'm not trying to be just another one. I'm trying to be the best. And at least I'm trying to do these walkthrough tutorials better than anyone. Maybe I'm not the best video editor or even speaker, but I will be the best at these walkthrough explainer videos, and I'm going to be as real as possible, which a lot of people really like. You will always learn something, and you will know exactly what to do, is my goal with these videos, and I'm trying to be the best at it. I have a skincare company that we try to be the best at the certain solution that we try to cater to. And all marketing decisions and business decisions are made around that. So I do have to say that, because if I would work with just another supplement company that's drop shipping and there's really nothing special about it, they're made in China and maybe they're a great price, but they're just like not the best. It's just very clear that you're buying the average supplement that you can just go get from Walgreens or Walmart or Target. It's not going to be distinguished enough. They have to believe that this is something that this quality they can't get anywhere else but from you, because you are the number one. So strive for that. That is where the money really lies. That is where the consistent 100K months at a ROAS over 6 is even possible. That is still the biggest thing going on with your marketing, is the product development. And if you focus on that, you're going to do incredible. If you would like more help, then book a free call with me below. Whether you're interested in professional services right now or not, I would love to talk to you about running ads for your company, and it's going to be a great time. So book that call. Check out all the other free resources below. Smash all the buttons, and I'll see you in the next video.